I want you to imagine a world without rules. It's like going on 1,000 kilometers road trip without a map. It's like trying to learn, but without a teacher. You would feel lost, confused, puzzled. You wouldn't know what to do, maybe. Now that is how I picture the world without a legal system. At its best, the legal system protects our rights as humans. It drives us to the direction where we can live in a life without fear, where fairness and justice is possible. But no, that's only the ideal way of how a legal system should be, sadly. Because reality tells a different story. Now, at its worst, the legal system could be used as a weapon to undermine our rights as humans. And that is so much worse than not having a legal system at all. But we will not get on that yet, because first, let's talk about the legal system. Think of it as the book of rules, the set of procedures that manage and control a community, a city, a country, a state, whatever you name it. It's meant to maintain orders and deliver justice. Because let's be real here, alright? We depend on them. We depend on them when there's felony, crime, and violence committed, right? But that brings us to the bigger question. Who are they that we depend on so much? Who are they that we trust so much to protect us? One realization about the legal system is its policy. In my country, Indonesia, the word policy could be translated into kebijakan. It has the stem word of bijak in it. It means wise. So ideally, people who conducts and constructs the legal system should be those who are wise. But rather, we have those in power, regardless of whether they have enough wisdom to be in such a role or not. So if you expect me to go around treating legal system as an angel who has done nothing but good, then I'm sorry, that is not the direction that I'm going for in this speech. Because the current status quo is that the legal system has now fallen short. We cannot rely on these laws anymore, merely because the government fails to implement it the way that they should. The main problem is that the legal system is in a position where it can pick and choose whoever they want to protect. Now, what happens when justice becomes more of who you are rather than what you've done? Talk about cases like Harvey Muiz, a corruptor who allegedly cost the country of 700 trillion, or the son of a very powerful figure, Mario Dandi, who committed abuse towards his colleague. Now, they were both given very lenient sentences. 3 years, 5 years for Muiz, 3 years for Dandi in prison. Now, way too light to comparing to the trauma, to the harm, to the damage, and to the suffering that they caused, right? What were their motives? Power, greed, arrogance, nothing that we could ever justify. But compare it with the case of Nene Ashani, a poor elderly woman who stole firewood to survive. Even after claiming that they were hers and her late husband's, she was still sentenced for over a year in prison. Or talk about the cases of forced evictions in Jakarta, where people are forced to leave their homes without proper alternatives because the UN has a law sided with the weak, right? Ladies and gentlemen, have you guys heard of the term an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, made by Hammurabi approximately 3,700 years ago? It means that the punishment that you get should be equivalent to the crime that you committed, to the harm that you caused. But looking at the cases that I've said before, we are far from that. We have not come close to that, even just a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are not progressing, rather we are regressing, and in the end, money talks. In the past, people have said that the legal system is blind. It is blind to identity and status because it is meant to be equal to everybody, right? But as of right now, the legal system really is truly blind because it is blind to the suffering and to the injustice and to the double standards that it is meant to eliminate. I am not asking you to burn down the government, to tear down the system, or turn your backs on the government. I am asking you to think critically, to question it. I am asking you to demand for accountability. I am asking you to raise awareness, because the moment that laws become untouchable, the moment that it operates above the people that it is very meant to protect, then that's when we, as a democratic society, have failed. I am Syifa Nabilah. Thank you.